ॐ गुरुरेव गति गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सखास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरुः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरो मम पाहि गुरो सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेदमपेदकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकादर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेतः। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः. We are seeing Srimad Bhagavadam Mahapurana, and I have completed up to chapter 21 of Canto 4 of that Mahapurana. And in my last video, we saw that Raja Prithu organized a very big satra. And the satra is that yajna which goes on for a long period of time. And in that satra, in front of all his subjects and the priest and all the invited dignitaries, divine dignitaries, he addressed his subjects, and he gave very good address to his people, how to conduct life, how to live life following dharma, what is the role of a raja, the role of the subjects, and all this he explained very well. And all the people, when he finished his address, all the dignitaries, divine dignitaries who were there, the subjects who were there, they all praised Raja Prithu and praised Bhagavan Vishnu also, Sri Hari. When everything was that over, there entered in this hall of the Satra the Sanat Kumara Rishis. The Sanat Kumara Rishis, under the leadership of Rishi Sanaka, they entered that is a hall of that sacrifice or the hall of that Satra. And Prithu Maharaj and all the people who were there were so pleased and so were glad, so happy to see the Sanat Kumara Rishis. Because the Sanat Kumara Rishis, they always travel around this universe itself, but no one can see them. They can see everything, but no one can see them. Only the people who have that spiritual luster, they can see him. So see those four rishis. And Prithu Maharaj was so surprised, and he said that, what punya did I do to see you? And he said, Aho acharitam kimme mangalam mangalayanaha yasya vo darshanam asid durdarshanam cha yogibihi. What punya karma did I do in the past to see you? You travel around the world, but no one can see you. What punya karma did I do in the past to get your vision? Swagatam bodvija sreshta yadvratani mumukshavaha charanti shraddaya dhira bhalayeva bruhanti cha. O Brahmanas, welcome, Swagatam to you. Bhala eva, you are child, just like child, without any ego. You are egoless, like the child. Brihanti vrathani charanti, great austerities you follow. And I do not want to inquire about your health. Or normally when we see people, we ask them, how do you do? How is your health now? But Raja Prithu said, I do not want to inquire about your health because I know that you are beyond the body and mind consciousness. So I do not want to inquire about that. But since you have come here, I request you to give all of us that spiritual advice which help us to cross over this samsara. And Sanat Kumara Rishis were so happy to hear it. And Sanat Kumara Rishi said, only always telling or hearing about the excellences of Sri Hari will erase all the difficulties from our life. And they said that it is the pleasure for both the listener as well as for the person who tell about his excellences. Though it gives pleasure for the speaker as well as for the listener. So one has to purify the mind by always hearing about the excellences of Bhagavan Sri Hari. Only love to Bhagavan is attained by hearing his excellences or by bhakti or by jnana or by performing meditation and yoga like that, or always listening to his excellences or telling about or speaking about his excellences. Only that will purify the mind, and only in the purified the mind, Bhagavan will reveal himself. So if a person you find that is the situation is not suitable for doing all this. That is, if a person cannot do all this in the place he will live now, he can take a solitary, he can go to a solitary place. But anyway, he have to practice it, or otherwise he cannot cross over the samsara or be peaceful in his mind. So he definitely has to practice all this. So if the place he lives is not suitable for that, then he can retire to a solitary place to practice it. One can have the company of the holy man, so that all these habits he will be instilled in him. One must not criticize others for anything, whether their way of life or their way of bhakti or the rituals they follow. One should not criticize others in any way, because criticizing others will drag our mind down. It will pull back our mind. So one should not criticize others in any way. By hearing or reading the glories of Bhagavan, one must generate love for that Supreme Being who is the indweller. And Nirgune Brahmani Ajnasaratihi, he is beyond the gunas of Prakriti, and one must develop love for that Bhagavan who is beyond the gunas of Prakriti. And if a person get a chance to have a guru, so under the guidance of the guru, when a person practice bhakti, then it is very good. So he will get rid of all the 5 sheets of ignorance, that is ignorance and raga, attachment, dvesha, hatred towards anything, ashmita, ego, and abnivesha, that is clinching to some object, so much of possession towards the materialist objects. So all this a person will come over when he get a proper guru and practice love for Bhagavan, because our mind has the capacity to love only one thing. So if we direct it towards Bhagavan, then we will not be so much attached to the worldly life, says the Sanat Kumara Rishis. And Sanat Kumara Rishis also say that it is the mind that is the barrier for everything. It is the mind that see the difference, the inside and outside of ourselves. It is the mind that creates this discrimination. By continuously attaching ourselves with Bhagavan, this barrier or this discriminative faculty in the mind will be weakened. So the mind will be there, but the discriminatory faculty in the mind will be weakened, and we see no difference between ourselves and Bhagavan, and we do not see any difference between ourselves and others. Nimitte sati sarvatra jaladavapi purushah atmanascha parasyapi bhidam pashyati nanyadha It is only when there is a reflecting medium we can see the reflection, isn't it? Only when there is a mirror we can see our reflection in it, or in the clear water, stagnated water or clear water, we can see our reflection. But only by that reflection we see that this is different from me, this is outside me, this is external to me. So all that thoughts will come to us only when we see the reflection. Suppose the reflection is not there, that medium has dried up, if the water has dried up, or if the mirror is not there, then we don't see the reflection. The discriminatory faculty in the mind should be dissolved, and that can be dissolved only by bhakti, by hearing the excellences of God, or you can take other path like jnana yoga or raja yoga or anything by association with the holy man. So all that will dissolve this reflecting medium, which is called the barrier in the mind. And the whole purpose, now what we feel is, our purpose in life is to earn money, to attain a name, fame, to attain this position, etc. But all this is not the real purpose of the human birth. The real purpose of the human birth is to cross over this ignorance, to understand the real nature of the Atma. One must have this spiritual knowledge. For that we are born. But in the long run, we have forgot all that. Only to attain the spiritual knowledge and to realize who am I. For that we are born, because all the others, even the animals, will capable of doing that in their own level. So, our purpose of existence in this world is to attain the spiritual knowledge, is to attain the knowledge of who am I. And Sanat Kumara Rishi says that Bhagavan shines in the body, and this body is a conglomerate of mind, senses, prana, matter, buddhi, ahankara. He shines in it, and we do not identify with that. Actually, I am that Chaitanya. Any person is that Chaitanya, but we do not realize it because we identify with the body and mind, and we feel that I am so and so, I am in this position, or I am this one's daughter. But all these are connected with our birth and our knowledge which we gain. But our real nature is beyond all that, and our real nature is that Atma. And Sanat Kumara Rishi says that he shines in this body, which is the combination of all this. He is the indweller in it. Tam saha asmi avehi. Know it that he is me. Saha asmi. He is me. I am that Bhagavan. One must have, we do not even have that guts to say that I am Bhagavan, because we connect all that with our ego. When we say that I am Bhagavan, then we see others with a different eye. But that's not the truth. When a person or a bhakta says that I am he, I am that Bhagavan, then he sees no difference among himself and Bhagavan, or himself and others. So he says that the pure devotion towards Vasudeva, Sri Hari, attain this knowledge and will help one to cross over the samsara. So this very beautiful, incredible advice the Sanat Kumara Rishis gave to Prithu Maharaj in front of all the subjects who were present there, and all the Devatas, Rishis, priests, everyone were there. So the Sanat Kumara Rishis said or gave this advice in front of all of them. Raja Prithu was so happy to hear this advice, and he just prostrated before that four rishis, and he said that who else will tell all this to us? So my habit itself is to give everything to the holy man. And you are that great rishis. You have come here. Not only you have come here, you have always also advised us, given this incredible knowledge and teaching to us. So what can I offer you? What can I give you? Asked Raja Prithu. For that, the four Sanat Kumara rishis, they didn't say anything. They just blessed everyone and they disappeared from that place, and they went about to their about. And after this, the Raja Prithu, as well as the subjects and all the celestial divinities, everyone who came there was so happy. And they completed this successfully, this Satra, and they all went to their own place. And Raja Prithu also went to his palace. In the palace, he followed the advice of the Sanat Kumara rishis, and he practiced severe asceticism, and he practiced the severe asceticism in amidst the royalties, all these royalties. He practiced it in his palace itself. And after some time, and meanwhile, he has his wife Archis, and he had 5 sons from that marriage. And his first son's name was Vijit Ashwa, and he was his eldest son. So he thought that it's time for me to retire to the forest and practice severe austerities and attain Bhagavan. So he thought like that, and he gave all that power of rulership to his eldest son, Vijit Ashwa. And Vijit Ashwa is also known as Antardhana. And God Indra Deva gave this name to his son as Antardhana. Antardhana means one who can hide himself. He gave this name because once when Raja Prithu performed the Ashwamedha Yajna, Indra Deva he stole the Ashwa, and Raja Prithu went to chase him and got back the Ashwa. Many times it happened. And sometimes the eldest son also go with Raja Prithu. And seeing that warriorship of this young child, he gave his power. Actually, it's a boon that he can hide from anyone, and that he gave his name as well as boon as Antardhana. And Vijitashwa was he thought, that is Raja Prithu taught all his children, 5 of his children, the dharmic way to rule the land, and everything he taught them. And Raja Prithu thought, now it is time for me to retire to the forest because I have completed all the work. And he actually, the rishis churned him from the dead body of his father, Vena. From the arms of Vena came Prithu. And Prithu Maharaj came only to reform everything, what all were destroyed by Vena. So he reformed everything, and more than that, he developed his nation many times. He built cities, town, villages, everything, and he made all of them so prosperous also. And he educated all his subjects, and he gave livelihood for all the subjects. So all of them are living so comfortably. They do not have any complaints, or they do not want anything itself, because they all are so happy in their own life. And Raja Prithu thought, now I have made everything. They have completed my duty. For what purpose I incarnated, I completed that. So now it's time for me to retire to the forest. He thought like that. And along with his wife Archis, he went to the forest, giving the power of rulership to his eldest son, Vijitashwa. With it, Vijitashwa, even though he was the king, he gave equal power, or different provinces to all his younger brothers, and they all ruled that earth very peacefully, very successfully. And Raja Prithu retired to the forest, and he practiced severe austerities there, so did core tapas there, and sometimes he ate fruits and some roots which were available. Sometimes he will be in tapas for a long, long time. He will forget to eat. He won't feel the hunger itself because he has crossed over this body and mind consciousness. And he was practicing all that what the Sanat Kumara rishis taught to him. And sometimes he takes the dry leaves which are nearby. Sometimes he go and take some water from the nearby lake or stream. Sometimes he won't realize all this, so he will just be there. So like this, he performed great tapas, and moreover, he crossed over the body mind consciousness also. So he didn't feel any hunger or thirst. Along with him, his wife was also there, and she also performed the tapas. And at what time Raja Prithu thought that this body is of no use. Why should I carry it? And so he discarded his body. He discarded his body in that yogic way. That is, he controlled his prana, all the pranas he controlled, the five main pranas he controlled. And from the Mooladhara chakra, he raised the prana one by one to the higher chakras, and through the Brahmic orifice, which is in the center of the head, in the center of the brain, they say. Through that, he released that prana, and that prana, his individual prana, merged in the universal prana. And like this, all these elements which are in subtle form in him, they also merged with the universal element. That is, the upper in his body merged with the universal upper, that is water, the air, the akasha, everything merged with the universal element. And that body, it was just like thrown away thing. And his wife, she uh, made the she burned that body. She kept the body in the fire, and she did all the rituals, last rites, and she performed all that funeral rites. And she thought that my husband is also gone, and I have also crossed over the body mind consciousness. So what is the use of myself keeping my body? And so she also discarded her body and jumped in that funeral pyre and burned herself. So this is what is in the later time practiced as sati. But this is not. But sati is some ritual where that widow is pushed in. But all this should not be forced. She left her body because she don't want to keep that body, because she also was in Brahmic consciousness. She also identified with the Atma, not with the body or mind. So she was ready and matured for to take this decision. And so she also jumped in the funeral pyre. And so that is the story of Raja Prithu and his wife Archis. And Bhagavata says, whoever listen to the story, hear this story, or read this story, expound the story, they will get all the benefits in life. All the needs in their life will be satisfied according to their class. So the story of Raja Prithu is a very auspicious story in Srimad Bhagavata Purana, and it's an important episode also. So now the children, that is the eldest son of Raja Prithu, ruled the world. Vijitashva, his name was Vijitashva, and he ruled, and he gave equal power to all his brothers also. And Vijit Ashwa, he had 4 children. He married twice. He had 2 wives, and he had 4 children. And his first eldest son of Vijit Ashwa was known as Havirdhana. Havirdhana was a great jnani and a great reformer also. He felt that there is no need to punish people. Only thing is they should be reformed. So he do not want to inflict punishment to anyone who do not pay the taxes, or even when a person do something wrong. He should not be punished. Instead, he should be corrected. That was the thought of Raja Havirdhana. And he removed all the punishing rules from that rule book. And so he was such a great king. And Havirdhana, he married, and he had 6 sons. And Havirdhana's eldest son was known as Barhishat. Barhishat was a great performer of Vedic rites. He performs always, continuously, he performs Vedic rites, that is Yajna. And at one time, that entire land was the land of Yajna. He made like that. For the Yajnas, this Kusha grass has to be used. So everywhere the Kusha grass grew very well. And the end, that is the tip of the grass, Kusha grass, turned towards the eastern direction, Prachi. So he was known as the Prachina Barhis. His name was Barhishat, and he grew so many. Entire nation was turned as the field, not as the field of paddy field or anything, but the kusha grass field. So he was, everyone called him as Prachina Barhis. Yasyedham devayajanam anuyajam vitanvataha prachinagrai kushairasid astrudham vasudhadalam. That place itself, that entire field, only the kusha grass were grown, and they all were turning towards the tip towards the eastern direction, and so he was known as the Prachina Barhis, says the Bhagavata. And he married, and his wife was Shatadruti, and she was a very beautiful queen. And they both had, that is Prachina Barhis and Shatadruti, they had 10 sons. They were collectively known as Prachetas. This Prachetas plays a very important role in Srimad Bhagavata Purana. And Prachina Barhis, he advised his sons that you go under the water and perform tapas and attain Bhagavan. So the 10 sons listened to it, and they walked towards the western direction. And when they were about to near the sea, they saw a beautiful sarovar. Sarovar means a very beautiful lake, and the entire place was surrounded by beautiful trees, flowering trees with very giving very good fruits, and that the entire area was filled with the fragrance of these flowers, and the pollen from the flowers and the petals of the flowers, very beautiful flowers, they filled that lake itself. And the it was just like an rangoli in water, so it was so beautiful. That place itself was so beautiful. And when the prachetas, when they neared that lake, they could hear divine music with instruments like mritanga, veena, and all that. Someone very beautifully singing the divine music. So they were so surprised, and they neared the lake. And what they saw in that lake was Tarhyeba sarasastasma nishkramantam sahanugam upagiyamana mamara pravaram vidudanukaihim. Tasmat Sarasa, in that lake, Sahanugam, with his retinue, with his whole group, Amara Pravaram, that is one who is best among the devas, Tapta Dehanikayabham Shiti Trilochanam Prasada Mukham Vikshya Pranemujjata Kautukaha. With Tapta Hema Nikayabham, with a very lustrous form like the gold, Shiti with the mark, black mark on his throat, Trilochanam, three eyes, Prasada Mukham, very pleasing face, with his all his retinue. Sri Rudra, Bhavan Sri Rudra is coming out from that lake. This, the 10 sons of Prachina Barhis, that is the Prachetas, they saw, and they were so stunned by it. And Bhagavan Rudra, he said, Vaha anugrahaya evam me darshanam kritam. I have come here, I have given you the darshana to bless you. I have come here to bless you. And Sri Rudra said that, now I will teach you a hymn that praises Bhagavan Sri Hari. You repeat that again and again, this auspicious hymn, in clear assent. This will lead you to the highest goal of liberation, said Bhagavan Sri Rudra. And Sri Rudra Gita is the next portion, which I will continue in my next upload. Om Namo Narayana Khila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Om Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.